Test 1, 2. Rebel volleyball is on.
What a barn burner we have here tonight. Rich leading 16-15, set and match point for the third time. Kendall Staple to serve. Staple down the line. Giles passes up into the net. A Crawford drop in Randolph service ace.
The 2019 season starts a new chapter of Rich High volleyball as coach Wendy Lamborn takes the reins and leads the Rebels onto the court.
It's stuffed. Epic recreation block of the game by Eliana Brown.
Crank up the volume and join us for Rich Rebel volleyball.
Stacy back corner, perfect spot.
On Rebel Radio, KADQ FM 98.3 with live streaming video online at mylocalradio.com.
Brown sets high and outside. Hatch hits down the line, back corner, she got it in there. And the Rebels win on a Bear Lake Realty kill from Sydney Hatch.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, the Come On In of Casper, by Auto Farm Chevrolet, the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau, Plains Tire, Evanston Regional Hospital, Cash Honda Yamaha of Cache Valley, and by mylocalradio.com.
The Eagles barely get to it, but it's stuffed. There's your epic recreation block of the game. Sage Tingy read that perfectly.
And now, Rich High volleyball fans.
Wallenstein, a laser that hits the top of the net, rolls over the top and in. A fourth service ace in 5 serves by Allie Wallenstein.
Pull on your lucky socks, set your seat to full recline, and get ready to cheer on your Rebels as we head courtside to join the play-by-play voice of the Rebels, Ryan STEINECKERT.
Welcome back to Cokeville this Saturday morning. This match was scheduled to start about an hour ago, but Grace versus Green River win a full 5 sets this morning. Grace earned the win 3-2. And the winner of Rich and Lyman will face Grace. The loser will take on Green River directly after this match. Rich versus Lyman. You're tuned into the Town of Randolph pregame show. The mayor, board members, and town council wish the Rebels good luck. We'll hear from them, and then we'll set the scene for today's match of Rich Rebel Volleyball on KADQ FM 98.3. Video online at mylocalradio.com.
Established in 1870, Randolph, Utah is home. Home to the Rich Rebels, to hardy people of high character, and to values of dedication, honesty, hard work, education, and respect for self and others. Randolph is also home to friendly folks who love their families, their town, and their neighbors. Count yourself a neighbor whenever you visit Randolph, Utah. Mayor Lynn Weston and the Town Council of Randolph wish the Rich Rebels good luck and invite you to visit anytime.
In today's world, with so many places to shop and so many options to choose from, sometimes you have to boil it down to one simple question: where do I get treated the best? At Cash Honda Yamaha in Logan, we work hard to make sure every customer knows how much we appreciate them. We love what we do, and we believe in the products we sell. Our goal is to build a lasting friendship with every customer so we can serve you and your family for generations. Visit us today, Cash Honda Yamaha, 3765 US 91, Hyde Park, Utah.
Back on the Town of Randolph pregame show, we've got an exciting match for you this morning as the Rich Rebels take on the Lyman Eagles. It's the semifinals of the silver bracket. In the silver bracket, Grace, Green River, Rich, and Lyman. The Rebels yesterday beat Mountain View, but then lost against Preston and Evanston. And Evanston lost to Mountain View, but beat Rich and Preston. Preston beat Rich, but lost to Evanston and Mountain View. So the Rebels were the lone team to come out of that. Rich and Preston came out of it 1-2, but head-to-head, Preston beat Rich last night, so that pushed Rich down into this consolation, or what they call the silver bracket here at Cokeville. Rebels' opponent this morning, the Lyman Eagles. So Rich comes in at 1-3. Again, lost against Ridgeline on Thursday night, swept by Evanston yesterday, beat Mountain View, and then lost to Preston. The Rebels' most recent match, a 3-1 loss versus Preston last night, a match that didn't end until about 11:45, just because of how many matches yesterday went the full 5 sets. which is kind of irregular here at Cokeville. They get a lot of matches that just go, the 2 or 3 sets. The 3 or 4 sets, but a lot of sets yesterday, a lot of matches, including Rich versus Mountain View, went the full 5. Lyman yesterday went 1-2. The Eagles, and if I can find my there it is, they lost to Star Valley off the bat 3-0. Lost to Bear Lake 3-0, and Coach Brescia Hansen, who we'll hear from in just a moment, talks about that a little bit and how that went with Bear Lake. And then beat Campbell County. So 3-2. The win for Lyman yesterday. They went 1-2 yesterday, as did Rich. Lyman in the 3A Southwest Conference in Wyoming. And as you can see there, if you're watching online at mylocalradio.com, a 3-2 win over Campbell County was their most recent matchup. Rebels and Lyman Eagles have faced off a number of times in the course of the last few years. Not last year or the year before, but in 2016, Rich beat Lyman 3-1. And prior to that, Lyman had beat Rich twice in a row in 2015 and 2013. Lyman, a storybook season last year with McKinley and McKaylee Bradshaw, who were highly touted basketball players. McKinley at the University of Wyoming now playing Division I college women's basketball. But last year, Lyman's volleyball team went undefeated. They only lost something around 6 or 7 sets the entire year and won the state title 3-2 over Rollins in the 3A Wyoming State Championships last November. Lost a couple of sets along the way to Mountain View, and, I think they lost 4 or 5 against Mountain View. Lost a set to Cokeville, but boy, what a storybook year last year for the Lyman Eagles and a state championship for Brescia Hansen, who we'll hear from in just a moment. That sets your scene. We'll take a quick break. Our scene set has been brought to you by Rich County 4-H, empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. We've got the Stacy's Repair Coaches Show and Coach Brescia Hansen when we return on the Wildlife at mylocalradio.com.
In 4-H, we believe young people have the power and influence to improve the world around us. With hands-on learning and education programs, 4-H members pledge their head to clearer thinking, their heart to greater loyalty, their hands to larger service, and their health to better living. To learn more about 4-H in Rich County, stop by our office in the county building in Randolph or give us a call at 435-793-2435. 4-H, empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
Ryan STEINECKERT with Brescia Hansen of the Lyman Eagles. Coach, thanks for your time this morning.
Of course, thank you.
Tell me about your day yesterday at 1-2, right? You beat Campbell County, lost to Star Valley and Bear Lake?
We sure did, yeah. We came out and had to play Star Valley, lost 25-23 right out the gates, and then just couldn't get things righted. I've got a whole new group of kids this year, and I knew it was going to take a while, and there's going to be some bumps to figure things out. And then when we played Bear Lake, we lost 25-23 and 26-24 in 2 of those games. So we were right there, just couldn't get over the hump. And then we finally kind of pulled it together the last night of the match and were able to get a win. So
you mentioned knowing there would be some growing pains this year with what you did and who you had last year, that undefeated state championship season, graduated a lot of players.
Yeah, I sure did. I graduated. I had 8 seniors total. And so all of these kids that I have now played mainly JV last year. And so there's a learning curve, but we're going to get there. Yeah.
What good things did you see out of the squad yesterday?
Well, I saw us, we started off missing a lot of serves and being a little inconsistent there, and that tightened up as the day went. And then just our passing and getting used to playing together and at a faster speed. All those things improved as the day went on. Yeah.
Does playing in the main gym where there's a little less space for the serve, does that affect anything? Is that going to change a little bit today maybe in the auxiliary gym where there's more space on those back lines to serve?
Yeah, I mean a little bit. I don't know that it really affected our serve too much, but there's just that other gym is very chaotic, and I'm excited to play in this gym where there's just one court. My kids can concentrate a little bit more. There's a little less going on. So, yeah, hopefully things will be good today in there.
There's obviously no time to really prep for your opponent today this morning, Rich, but what do you know about the Rebels and just having played them in the past, not last year, but in years before that, and knowing what the Rich Rebels do?
Yeah, I mean, we have played Rich in years past, and they have a history of success. And one thing that you'll always get out of a Rich team is a lot of defensive hustle. The ball's just going to come back. We know that for sure. So we just have to be prepared to keep working at it until we can get it to go to the ground. So,
other things that you want to see from your girls today?
Absolutely. We just need to continue to work hard at a higher level and a quicker speed of a game, and to continue to get used to operating in those conditions. Yeah.
Coach, anything else you want to touch on?
I don't think so. That's it.
Brescia Hansen, the head coach of the Lyman volleyball team, thanks so much for your time. Good luck today and the rest of the season.
Thanks so much.
Thanks so much, Coach Hansen. This is the Wendy Lamborn Coaches Show, brought to you by Stacy's Repair. Need a repair? Take it to the ones who truly care, Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. We're about 7 minutes away from the opening serve of today's match, and when we return, we'll visit with Rebel head coach Wendy Lamborn and talk about how she feels her team did yesterday on the opening day of the Cokeville tournament. You're tuned into the Town of Randolph pregame show, a Rich Rebel volleyball on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail." Eddie and Todd Jensen, owners of Mountain Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, are proud to support the Rich High Rebels in creating their own path and leaving a trail of success in athletics and in activities, in education and in life. Serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997. Mountain Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
Serving Wyoming since 1941, Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires that offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs. Hablamos también español.
At beautiful Bear Lake, skiing, snowmobiling, sailing, and swimming are just some of the fun activities offered to recreationists. The Greater Bear Lake Valley offers prime hunting and fishing areas, whether it's trout fishing in the streams or ice fishing for Cisco on the lake, hunting deer, or seeking elk along the high mountain ridges. The scenic corner of Utah and Idaho offers outdoor recreation and historical interests away from crowds and high prices. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
Ryan STEINECKERT with Wendy Lamborn of the Rich Rebel volleyball team. Coach, yesterday a 1-2 day. You got the win over Mountain View, and in the bracket it was you guys beat Mountain View beat Preston and Evanston. It was a round robin, and you guys just ended up in the silver bracket today.
We did. I really felt like we should have beat Preston last night. I think everybody just kind of ran out of gas. You got to learn how to finish and finish strong, and I felt like we just kind of gave up a little bit. Everybody was tired, but can't use those excuses. No excuses. So
Preston was dealing with the same thing late at night, having played 2 long matches earlier in the day as well.
Yeah, they did. And both teams would go to do something, and the ball would go completely haywire. And I think they were all just like, how did that just happen? Everybody was playing on a lot of fatigue last night.
Overall, though, how did you feel like the team played? I mean, let's specifically talk about Mountain View. That was, I thought, a solid win, come from behind, down 2-1.
I thought we did actually a great job against Mountain View. The girls finally trusted me a little bit, and I decided to do a few little things different and bring up some sophomores that have definitely earned their spots in what we're filling in for them. And then it made the older girls step up a little bit too. So I think that was a great win for us. It was good. It was good to get a win.
Matchups are a big thing, right? Versus any team, height, the block, the hitters, and things like that. But out of those 3 teams you faced yesterday, did you feel like they were pretty even? Was there one stronger than the other?
I was talking on the bus coming over here this morning and said, I bet if we played any of those, it would be a 50-50 almost every time. I figured we were pretty even with most. They could have beat us. We could have beat them all day long. It just kind of depended on the moment. So I think we were very evenly matched with all of those teams.
Today you've got Lyman this morning to get things going, and do you know anything about the Eagles? I mean, we know what kind of a year they had last year, but they graduated a lot, and it's a young team this year.
They did graduate a lot last year, some big players for them. So I hope we can just compete. I just want our girls to step up and compete. Even when you're down, you're tired, you get home at 1 in the morning, it doesn't matter. You still, if you're going to play the game, compete.
Home at 1 in the morning, luckily you didn't get the 8 a.m. game. It would have been a little more rough.
I begged them, please don't send us back here at 8.
Coach, you say you want to see the girls come out and compete, and you talked about the younger girls getting some time and that push the older girls. Is that what you're talking about, the stepping up to the situation?
Yeah, definitely. If the older girls are going to play, they got to step up and play, and that's just the game. I've told them from the very beginning, I don't care what age group you are. If you deserve a spot, you're going to be on my court of 6. And they all know that, and I think they are buying into that. So that's the older girls need to step up a little bit. I'm super happy with Sydney Hatch. I think she has stepped up huge for me and been great. She's probably the one that stands out to me the most this morning.
That's great. You've got 2 matches today. Win or lose these 2 matches, what do you want to see from the girls today to come out of here, walk out feeling good about the weekend?
I want them to win this bracket, and I think they're very capable of doing that. And we do need to learn how to finish. We need to not just be happy with whatever. That's not their coach's mentality. So I'm hoping somehow I can, and that wasn't their previous coach's mentality. So I hope that they'll just step up and know that they can do it. Don't just blame it on the late night. Just go after it. Get a win.
When you say finish, are you talking about finish on like point by point, on a set basis, on a match basis, all of those?
Everything. Show themselves that they can finish. Show themselves that they can step up. Want to be competitive. Just not settling for being mediocre. Get after it and win.
I like that. Don't settle for being mediocre. Coach Lamborn, anything else you want to touch on?
I think I'm good. Thanks for all you do.
Wendy Lamborn, thanks so much. Good luck today at Cokeville.
Thanks.
Thanks so much, Coach Lamborn. We're just a few seconds away from getting this match underway. We'll be right back on the Town of Randolph pregame show. This coach's show has been brought to you by Stacy's Repair. Need a repair? Take it to the ones who truly care.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. I perform total hip, total knee, and total shoulder replacement. The huge majority of patients of mine that have undergone total joint replacement have been dealing with pain and disability for many years. After joint replacement and recovery, patients are back to doing the activities that they want to do.
You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care. Rebels take the court, so we'll move right along. You've been tuned into the Town of Randolph pregame show. Let's take a look at the Lake Town Ledger, presented by the Mayor and Town Council of Lake Town. Rich and Lyman have met 3 times in the last 9 years, make it 6 years. And I couldn't find an instance prior to that when Rich and Lyman have faced off. So 2 years ago, well, I guess that's 3 years ago now. It is 2019. In 2016, the Rebels beat Lyman here at this Cokeville Invitational 3-1. Rebels went on to win the state title that year. Prior to that, Lyman beat Rich in 2015 3-0. Again, that was at Cokeville. And then in 2013, they had a regular season match that was scheduled to be at Rich. The power went out, so they actually played the match at Rich Middle School in Lake Town, and Lyman won it 3-2. And that's it for this century. Lyman leads Rich in the series. 1 win for Rich, 2 wins for Lyman. That's your Lake Town Ledger, presented by the Mayor and Town Council of Lake Town. Today's starting lineups are brought to you by the Christopher Staple family, wishing the Rebels the best. And for the Lyman Eagles. Listed, I believe Lyman was the guest during the JV match, which Rich won 19-12 and 19-8 in those two sets. And so we'll give you the Lyman Eagles starters first. Outside hitter, senior number 4, Mandy Ayer. Sophomore outside hitter, number 10, Bryce Hansen. Senior right side and setter is Sierra Heaton, number 12. Number 13, setter, a junior, Brooklyn Walker. The sophomore middle, Kendall Dickerson, number 15, and a senior middle, number 22, Madison Harris. Lyman dealing with a couple of injuries. Their libero, Hadley Gross, a broken hand, and backup libero, Raven Heaton, a sophomore, also injured as well. Starting lineups are brought to you by the Christopher Staple family, and for the Rebels, it's number 2, a junior, McKenna Stacy. Number 5, a senior, Allie Wallentine, delivering our opening serve. We'll get the rest of the starters for you in a moment. Wallentine serves wide and out, and Lyman leads 1-0. Number 6, a senior, Kendall Staple. Number 32, a junior, J.C. Cornea. Number 35, a senior, Eliana Brown. And number 45, a senior, Sydney Hatch. Rebels receive, set by the Eagles, hit hard down. Rebels can't take it up. It's dug up into the net, and Lyman leads 2-0 right off the bat. Again, your starters were brought to you by the Christopher Staple family, wishing the Rebels the best. Service by Brooklyn Walker. Rebels set it up and tap it from the right side. It was Sydney Hatch with the touch, and you heard Coach Lamborn mention how much she has enjoyed seeing Sydney Hatch step up this weekend. Hatch with the Bear Lake Realty kill puts Rich on the board, trailing 2-1. And indeed, on that station on main scoreboard, the Rebels are the home team on the left side of the board. Tied up at 2. Hatch with a Crawford Trough and Randolph service ace. Lyman couldn't return Sydney's service. She delivers another laser. Lyman scrambles a bit and gets a high set. Bryce Hansen gets it to just clear the net. A comprehensive family dental dig by McKenna Stacy, and the Rebels get it back across. Lyman the other way, hits it long and out of bounds. Rebels let it go by for the point to Rich. That's a big comprehensive family dental dig by McKenna. Service, another Crawford Trough and Randolph service ace for Sydney Hatch, and the Rebels are on a 4-0 run. Lyman's serve receive, shanks it off to the side. Hatch to serve again. Rich up 4-2. Sydney serving away from us and right to left on MyLocalRadio.com, and another Crawford Trough in Randolph service ace. 3 of the first 4 serves for Sydney Hatch and the Rebels, aces. Hatch delivers again. And another one. 2 hits or a lift on the receive, 6-2. That's 3 in a row. This is quickly becoming your McKay Frankham Dental Services precision play of the game. Sydney Hatch serves. And just gets it over the net. It hit the top of the net, rolled over the top. 4 Crawford Trough and Randolph service aces in a row. I was watching Hatch in warm-ups. I'm going to say this quietly because she served a bunch into the net. She was having trouble with the serve, but boy, she's come on strong. Lyman able to return it this time. They slap it over. Wallentine digs high and outside. Rich goes to Stacy, who crushes it down the line on the back corner. 8-2 on the Bear Lake Realty kill from McKenna Stacy. Lyman went up 2-0. It's an 8-0 Rebel run. Hatch with the service. Bryce Hansen, good pass. Walker high and outside to Hansen. Hit top of the net. Stacy digs. Wallentine sets up front, high and outside to McKenna, and she'll just pass it over. Diving dig. Walker high and outside again to Hansen. Back line. Wallentine digs. Cornea travels a bit to get there. Stacy taps it over with the 2-handed pass. High and outside again for Hansen. Stuffed by Kendall Staple. A big-time block down to the floor. Epic recreation block, and the Rebels lead 9-2. Sydney Hatch continues to serve for Rich. Hansen barely gets underneath it. Walker goes high and outside to Bryce. Pushed to the back corner. And Wallentine, boy, she went a long ways to get there and made a nice pass. Staple taps it into the hole of the Lyman defense. 10-2 Rich. And Coach Brescia Hansen wants a timeout. We'll take 1-2. Rebels on a 10-0 run, leading by 8 on the station on main scoreboard.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Eliana Brown, and you're watching Rich High School Volleyball on Rebel Radio and MyLocalRadio.com.
In Rich County, we know that our children are our future. Helping our kids grow into kind, productive adults is a community effort. This is Rolene Kennedy, Auto Farm Chevrolet's Rich County representative, serving my neighbors for more than 20 years. My kids are Rich High School graduates. When you need a vehicle, come and see me, new or pre-owned. I'll always treat you with respect and honesty, the Rich County way. Auto Farm Chevrolet, we're a community-driven dealer. Go Rebels!
Well, it started a little bit rough for the Rebels. They were down 2-0, but that quickly turned around when Sydney Hatch went back to serve after a side out. She's served the Rebels to 10 straight points. 5 of those points have come on Crawford Trough and Randolph service aces. We pause just a moment for station identification.
You're tuned in to Rich Rebel Sports on KADQ Evanston.
10-2. Rebels lead. The winner of this match will move on and face Grace this afternoon at 3:30 for the Silver Bracket Championship. The loser takes on Green River at 1. We're behind schedule, so those times won't be right on target. Set up by Lyman and hit over Kendall Dickerson. Rebels get it back. Lunging dig, keep it alive, and pass it over. Up front, Walker, a quick back set. Tapped into the middle. Wallentine, a diving comprehensive family dental dig. Staple hits into the block, deflected to the floor. A Bear Lake Realty kill for Kendall Staple, and Rich is up by 9. First set brought to you by Rolene Kennedy, Rich County's representative at Auto Farm Chevrolet. And Sydney Hatch to serve again. The senior delivers a rocket, but Lyman gets a nice pass, sets it up, and Bryce Hansen tips it over the block and to the floor. And that ends a Rebel 11-0 run. Sydney Hatch served 5 aces during that run. 11-3, Rich on top. Hatch gets pats on the back, high fives. Way to go, Sydney, from teammates on the bench as she checks out. Rebel set high and outside. Stacy punches cross court down the line of the net. A little bit too long and out. 11-4. Lyman trails by 7. Bryce Hansen, a sophomore, serving for the Lyman Eagles in all black. Rebels in all black as well. The difference, Rebels have a blue stripe down the top of the shoulder and top of the arm. Tapped back to Rich. Cornea passes, sets it across, McKenna Stacy passes across the net. Tapped up. Mandy Air just about got the kill, but a diving dig by Eliana Brown. Lyman scrambling. It's up in the rafters, bounces around, and they pass it over the net. Cornea high and outside for Stacy. McKenna comes in hot, hits it hard, blocked by the Lyman Eagles. I thought the net hit it, but the way it came back, that makes sense, and the up official recognized it well before I did. Gives Rich the point. A Bear Lake Realty kill for McKenna Stacy. JC Cornea, what a serve. No rotation on that thing. Lyman gets a good set. Mandy Air with the left hand slaps it over. Rich digs, and then Staple and Brown, a little wires crossed situation. I think Staple didn't know if Brown would make it to where the pass was going and just wasn't able to get out of the way of Brown for the set. 12-5, Rich leads. Nice serve by Brooklyn Walker. Rebels set it up, and Staple cracks it down from the middle to the Rebels' left side. A Bear Lake Realty kill, and Rich leads 13-5. The beginning serve of this set was brought to you by Town & Country Realty, selling Bear Lake in Utah and Idaho. Pam Cornea. Call 435-779-0012. That's 779-0012. A service error by Rich. That serve goes long. 13-6. Rebels a little bit better than doubling up the Lyman Eagles. Back to serve Sierra Heaton, a senior. One of the just 2 seniors on this, or 3 seniors on this Lyman squad. Eliana Brown taps it past the block. The power wasn't there, but the more important thing on that Bear Lake Realty kill was the placement, and Brown nailed it. Kendall Staple to serve. Running jump with the left hand. Bryce Hansen, a nice pass. Walker high and outside to Air. Air from the left side with the left hand. Hits into the Rebel block, and Rich carries or lifts to try and keep it alive. 14-7. Rich up by a touchdown. Air across the net. Rebels, nice pass. Walentine hits. It's dug up, or it's blocked and drops out of bounds just past the line. A Bear Lake Realty kill for Allie Walentine. Ellie Brown serves. Back line. Pass to set up, and Bryce Hansen, the big hit. Rebels block it, but the up official says, let's do it again. Not sure what the call was. Was there a kid or a ball on the court or something I didn't see? But we'll serve it up again. Score remains 15-7 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Mandy Air serving, the senior outside hitter. Swings with the left hand. And they give the serve to Ellie Brown and Rich. Rebels did just get the side out, so that's where it should be. Hansen receives, then she gets the high and outside set and crushes it down the line to the back corner. Boy, Bryce Hansen just a sophomore, and that's some serious power from the sophomore. You see why she's starting for this Lyman squad that went undefeated last year and won the 3A championship in Wyoming. They lost, I think, 5 sets against Mountain View, 1 to Cokeville, and 2 in the championship against Rollins, and that's about it for sets lost. They didn't lose a match. Walentine hits cross court, air digs, it's way back court, and it almost goes through the hoop, hits the top of the backboard, and bounces out. Lyman cannot get underneath it to control it, and Rich leads 16-8. They'll take that point away and say replay. 15-8. Stacy receives. Cornea high and in the middle. Walentine has to go around her and then pass it over. Walker high and outside to Hansen. Through the block and to the floor. 15-9. Lyman takes advantage of that redo play with the point and the kill. Serving is Madison Harris, a senior. Rebels set it up back line. Stacy jump smack from the 10-foot line. Lyman sets it up for Hansen. Rebel block is there. Cornea high and outside for Walentine. Awal hits it back line, and Harris with a nice dig. High and outside again to Hansen. Tips it over the block, but Sydney Hatch comes down. High and outside to Walentine to the back line with the Bear Lake Realty kill, 16-9. And credit to Sydney Hatch. She didn't go down low for a comprehensive family dental dig. She was up for the block, came back, tapped it up to keep it in the air, and that kept the play going. Walentine serves. Lyman sets it up, and Hansen hits hard, misses wide to the outside, but a Rebel in the net gives Lyman the point, and the Eagles are within 6, 16-10 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Brooklyn Walker, the junior setter, serving. Stacy receives. Cornea sets in the middle, and Hatch sets it over, or passes it over. High and outside to Hansen. Hit through the block, and she's got some good power and a great swing. 16 to 11. Lyman within 5. Taylor McKee checks into the ball game. On the back line with Walentine, Staple, and then I think Stacy's on the front line with Cornea and Hatch. Rebels don't get a great pass, but they pass it over the net. Up high and outside again to Bryce Hansen. Tries to push it down the line of the net and misfires. Hits it on her own side. Little tap-taparoo too soft. 17-11. Rebels up by 6. First set brought to you by Rolene Kennedy, Rich County's representative at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Sydney Hatch back around to serve. Has 5 aces in this first set and serves into the net for a service error. Rebels with 5 aces and 2 errors in this first set. Lead by 5. Hansen serves. Rich receives. Gets a nice pass. Staples hit. Blocked, and Rich can't dig it up. 17-13. Rebels led by as much as 9, 11-2. But the Lyman Eagles have not given up. They've slowly and methodically worked their way back. Hansen served, barely clears the net. Stacy lunges and digs it up and then gets the set, hits it too hard and out of bounds. Lyman within 3, 17-14. Since Rich led 11-2, Lyman has outscored Rich 12-6. Hansen serves, this time a stronger serve. Tingy receives. Cornea high and outside to Stacy. Hits back line, a lunging dig by Hansen. They'll set it up and they'll just pass it over. Wallenstein, perfect pass up to Cornea. High and outside to Stacy. Hits off the block. Hansen digs on the back line. Walker in the middle. Tipped. Staple tips it back. Dug up. Rebel side. In on the line on this near sideline. What a quick decision by Kendall Dickerson, the sophomore, to tap that back to the Rebel side and find a hole in the defense. That was impressive play. Bryce Hansen serving. Rebels need a good pass and attack. McKee provides the pass. Cornea high and outside. Stacy pushes down the line. Walker is there. High and in the middle. Dickerson pushes it across. McKee digs. Cornea in the middle. Staple taps it over. Doug high and outside. They go to Mandy Air. Her hit blocked by the Rebels to the floor. Lyman within one, 17-16. Coach Lamborn calls for a timeout. We'll take one as well on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
You're invited to come in and visit with the team at Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley today. Our customers are our friends. If you haven't ever been in, stop in today. We'd love to get to know you. If you haven't been in for a while, stop in and let's get caught up. And if you were here yesterday, come back again soon. You always have an open invitation to visit the crew at Cash Honda Yamaha, where our customers are our friends, on US 91 between Logan and Smithfield.
Well, Rich went on an 11-0 run early in the set and led 11-2. Coach Hansen took a timeout, made an adjustment, and since that timeout and adjustment, Lyman has outscored Rich 14-6. Lyman's within one in this first set, brought to you by Rolene Kennedy, Rich County's representative at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Our camera today is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty, Gary and Amber McKee in Garden City. We'll take a look at the Bear Lake Realty fan cam a little bit later on this morning. We're this afternoon now, aren't we? We certainly are. Just afternoon. Bryce Hansen serves. McKee receives. Rebels set it up high and outside. Stacy hits back line. Hansen digs. High and outside to Mandy Air. Into the net. She hits. And the Rebels get the side out they were looking for. The 14-6 run ends there, we hope, or the Rebels hope. J.C. Cornea serving right to left and away from you at MyLocalRadio.com. Hansen receives. Boy, she's everywhere. Walker sets high and backside. Hit way long. Rebel block didn't get up to it, and Dickerson's hit sails out of bounds. 19-6. Rich with a 3-point lead in this first set, brought to you by Rolene Kennedy. Cornea serves low into the net. A third service error for the Rich Rebels in this first set after Hatch, 5 of her first 6 serves were aces. Dickerson serves, Stacy receives, Cornea high and outside for McKenna. Blocked, Cornea digs, but nobody else can get underneath it after that first touch. 19-18, Lyman back within one. Serving is Kendall Dickerson, the sophomore middle blocker. Number 15 just clears the net. Wallenstein overpass, easy play. Air taps it to the floor, and we're tied at 19. Happy birthday, Mandy Air. She's one of the 3 seniors on this team, part of last year's undefeated season, state championship year. Wallenstein receives, set up in the middle. Staple hits, deflected by the block, over the top and to the back line. A Bear Lake Realty kill puts Rich back on top by 1, 20-19. Lyman has a pretty good read on when Rich goes high and outside, and Rich that time went medium and to the middle to get the kill. Stacy serves, passed up front. Walker high and outside to Air, push to the back line. High and outside for Wallenstein, and she'll slap it to the back corner. Dug by Charles E. Rose. Hit by Air on a high and outside set. Rebels can't take it up. We're tied at 20. Lyman got the kill there. Tingy, Stacy, and Staple on the back line. Wallenstein, Cornea, and Brown on the front line. Received by Staple, right side, and again, a happy birthday. Mandy Air knocks it down, 21-20. Rebels serve, receive, struggling over the past, well, most 2/3 of this first set, brought to you by Rolene Kennedy. Into the game comes Annie Peart as Coach Lamborn looks for a good pass. They go at Peart, and she delivers a good pass. Cornea high and right side. Brown's hit blocked, and the Eagles lead 22-20. Lyman has outscored Rich 20-9 since Rich was on top 11-2. Stacy, good pass. Cornea high and outside to Wallenstein. Through the block, she cracks it down. A big-time Bear Lake Realty kill that the Rebels needed right there. And Rich within one. Annie Peart serving. Nice floater serve. It's a comprehensive family dental. Not a comprehensive fan. We'll still mention comprehensive. Crawford Trough in Randolph. Service ace. We're tied at 22. Peart serves again. Not a great receive. Passed high, and Air just taps it over with one hand. Brown high and outside to Wallenstein. Punched past the block. Barely dug up by Hanson. And passed over by Air. Cornea to Brown. Sets for Hatch in the middle. Big hit, but Hanson digs from the back line. Air passes over. Brown to Cornea this time, high and outside to Wallenstein. Slapped cross court and dug up by Charles E. Rose. Slapped on the attack. Air, Rebels set it up. Wallenstein hits cross court. Rose with a not a good pass, but a big long set, and Air slaps it to the corner. Stacy digs. Rich sets it up. Hatch finds a corner, but barely a diving dig by Rose. High and outside. Wallenstein to the back line. It's in there. A Bear Lake Realty kill. Maybe your McKay Frankham Dental Services precision play of the game. Wallenstein with the kill. A timeout on the floor. And we'll keep it right here and take a look at the Bear Lake Realty fan cam. See if we can move this camera over and take a look at some Rebel fans up here in the bleachers. Grandma and Grandpa Grohl and many others out supporting the Rebels this Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon now. And the camera is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. Bear Lake Realty, Gary and Amber McKee, your Bear Lake home and investment experts. 435-946-8888. That's 435-946-8888 for Bear Lake Realty. Well, the Rebels were up 11-2. Lyman outscored them 20-9 and led 22-20. But Rich has scored the last three, including Allie Wallenstein's kill moments ago. Landon Hunting, how's it going, man? Good. Rebels service hits the top of the net, rolls over the top. Savannah Peart, not Savannah, this is Annie, little sis, big sis Savannah moved on from high school, but Annie Peart serving again. Poor pass. They keep it alive, and Air slaps it over with the left. Rebels don't get a good pass, and Lyman earns the side out, 24-23. Let's go back to that Annie Peart. Crawford Trough in Randolph, service ace. Rich up by one, 24-23. Mandy Air serving. Rebels have to get a good pass here. Brown, a decent pass. Cornea, and then Wallenstein hits it across, dug up. Walker high and outside for Hanson. Hit into the block and deflected out of bounds. We're tied at 24. Lyman Eagles with the serve. And it's Mandy Air, the senior outside hitter. She hits with the left, delivers a rotating serve. Brown receives. Cornea passes. Wallenstein slaps back corner, and AWOL finds the hole in the defense. All nonchalant, like she does this every other day. 25-24, Rich leads. The up official was thinking that's it, but I think they cap it at 27. So we got to get a couple more points. Well, one more if Rich can score right here. Ellie Brown, the service. Air receives. High and outside on the set. Hanson hits. Rebel block. Dig. Peart jumps over Wallenstein to keep it in the air, and McKenna Stacy passes it over. High and outside again to Hanson. Hatch keeps it alive. Stacy tips. Brown underneath Cornea. Didn't realize JC was right behind her. Neither one could get a good touch on it, and we're tied at 25. Service back to the Lyman Eagles. Madison Harris, senior, to serve. Brown receives. Good pass to Cornea, high and outside. Hatch, back corner, in there on the line, and the Rebels lead 26-25. Big time kill from Sydney Hatch, brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. Rebels need one more point. One more point and they'll end this thing either way, I believe. Wallenstein, the running jump serve. Air, not a great pass. Walker passes high. Hansen slaps it. Diving effort by Annie Peart. Shanked off, and we're tied back up at 26. Substitutions. Rebels ready to receive a service by Brooklyn Walker. Big moment here in this Rolene Kennedy set number 1. Each team has had its share of big, long runs. Rebels went 11-0 at the first part of this set. Peart, good pass. Cornea, high and outside. Stacy tips it over. They dug up into the middle, passed over the net. Wallenstein, good pass up ahead to Cornea. Set medium and in the middle. Hatch tips it across. A push into the middle of the Lyman defense. Pushed back to Rich. Wallenstein digs high and outside. The Rebels go to Stacy, and she pushes it through the block with the swing. Rebels lead 27-26, and maybe the cap is actually at 29, and I'm confused. So the Rebels need another point here. Sydney Hatch to deliver the service. 5 of her first 6 serves resulted in Crawford Trough and Randolph service aces. I think that's the match. It is. They capped this here at Cokeville at 27. So even though Rich doesn't win by 2, they win set number 1, 27-26 on the station on main scoreboard. Set number 2 coming up in a bit. This first set has been brought to you by Rolene Kennedy, Rich County's representative at Auto Farm Chevrolet. The Rebels win 27-26.
Super kids deserve super care. Experience the difference with board-certified pediatricians Alan Brown, MD, and Bird Gilmartin, MD, at Uinta Medical Group. Whether it's tracking your child's overall health at Well Child Checks or helping your little ones feel better when they're sick, Dr. Brown and Dr. Gilmartin are here to help your child grow, learn, and thrive. Schedule an appointment with Dr. Brown or Dr. Gilmartin by calling 307-789-WELL 9355 or visit evanstonanytime.com.
If you want your truck to really catch the eye, have the professionals at Plains Tire in Evanston install a custom lift kit with new tires and wheels. We've got a huge selection to choose from, so no matter what your style is, we've got the tires and wheels to make you smile. The way your truck looks reflects on you. Get the reflection you want with a lift kit, new tires, and wheels from Plains Tire in Evanston, the tire professionals. 157 Bear River Drive. Stop in today.
No matter what you need to have printed, Westar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelopes, brochures, books, posters, vinyl banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with Westar Printing. Stop in today. Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
As one of the region's most visited websites, MyLocalRadio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit MyLocalRadio.com today to stream it all live.
Early Oregon-bound immigrants traveled through the Bear Lake Valley. U.S. Highway 30 basically follows the Oregon Trail. Many wagon trains stopped at Thomas L. Pegleg Smith Trading Post, located near Dingle, Idaho, for supplies. One traveler wrote of camping along Cotton Line Bear River, watching grass as tall as a man wave in the wind. Today, you don't have to ride in a wagon to visit Bear Lake Valley, but the rich history is still here to enjoy. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
Barn burner in that first set. Rebels went on an 11-0 run early. Lyman battled back. They outscored Rich 20-9 over the course of that middle half of the set. But Rich came out on top 27-26. Lyman with the Town and Country Realty beginning serve for set number 2. Rebels return it. Lyman digs, sets it up high and outside. Rebel dig shanked off, and Lyman for a second consecutive set leads 1-0 following the Town and Country Realty set beginning serve, rather. This second set is presented by the Town of Woodruff. Rebels go high and outside. No, that was the second touch. J.C. Cornea pushes to the back corner and ends up with a Bear Lake Realty kill. I don't know how she could see that. Eyes in the back of her head. Maybe she'll become a teacher with those kind of eyes, as she was looking to her left and hit it over her shoulder to the right and back corner where nobody was for the Eagles. Air passes up under the net, and a Crawford trough in Randolph service ace for Sydney Hatch. She picks up right where we left, right where she left off in the first set. Sydney, 7 aces already in this match. Almost 8. What a shot. Lyman able to receive it, set it high, and hit into the net by Bryce Hansen. Rich leads 3-1. A slow start for Lyman in the first set is really what did them in, because they had so much ground to make up and then couldn't close the deal at the end. Sydney Hatch serves. Strong floater serve. High and outside. The Eagles go to Hansen. Hit down the line. McKee digs it up. Rebels set high and outside for Stacy. Her hit blocked high in the air. And Lyman sets high left side. Hit into the Staple block and to the floor. Staple went up, and Hansen, that's not a matter of Staple being in the wrong place for her block. It's just a matter of Hansen seeing where Staple was and hitting around her. Hansen serves too short. First service error of the match for Lyman. They had no errors and no aces in the first set, whereas the Rebels had 7 aces to 2 errors. When the Rebels have served more aces than errors this weekend, they have won that set. They did it once against Mountain View, and they did it that first set against Lyman. J.C. Cornea serves. High and in the middle, they go to Emma Nelson. Rebels dig her hit, set it up for Stacy. McKenna hits hard, but a dig by Madison Harris. Nice pass. Mandy Air cracks it down. Tingy digs. Pass in the middle. Staple hits cross court, wide and out. 4-3. Lyman within a point. The winner of this match plays Grace for a scheduled start time at 3:30. We're probably already looking at about a 4:30 start time on that one. Service into the net by Kendall Dickerson, and the Rebels lead 5-3. So after Lyman had no service errors in the first set, they've already got 2 here in the second set. Brought to you by Town of Woodruff. Mayor Scott Sabey, council members Millie Bradshaw, Raymond Franson, Kent Stewart, and Jason Peterson with Secretary Lisa Bell. Rebels serve, not a good pass, and Bryce Hansen just pushes across with 2 hands. J.C. Cornea sets. Stacy hits hard from the 10-foot line and finds the back corner. What a crack on a Bear Lake Realty kill for McKenna Stacy. And McKenna will serve again from the back line. Running jump serve, back row to Hansen. High and outside, the Eagles go to Mandy Air, and she backing away from where the set, or from the net, gets off a nice hit, and the Rebels can't dig it up after a deflection by the block. 6-4, Rebels on top in set number 2. Rebels need to find, I think, a little more consistency on their epic recreation block. Staple receives, Cornea sets, and Brown pushes it over the net. High and outside for Mandy Air, and there again the block deflects it out of bounds, 6-5. This is a hard-hitting Lyman team that, again, lost 3-0 yesterday against Star Valley, 3-0 against Bear Lake, and beat Campbell County 3-2. Stacy, high pass to the middle. We'll set it up. Wallenstein crushes it into the block. It hangs on, or rolls on top of the net for a moment and then drops down. Allie with a Bear Lake Realty kill. And Kendall Staple steps back to serve. Hansen receives. They go high and outside to Air. Tipped past the block. A diving dig by Cornea. And she got it high enough and over enough that there was no happy birthday type pass. Rebels with 3 blockers in the middle. And a quick decision by Madison Harris to just tap it over the block to the floor. 7-6. Lyman within 1 and with the service. Mandy Air as Annie Peart checks in for Rich. Air delivers with the left. Received by Brown. Cornea high and outside to Wallenstein. Hit deflected high in the air by the block. Hansen with a big hit right through the block. We're tied at 7. Both these teams like to go high and outside. We see that a lot in this match. Air serves with the score tied. Peart, good pass up front. Cornea back set, opposite side for Eliana Brown, and she just misfires into the top of the nylon, and a 4th hit is what it would have taken to get it over the net. 8-7, Lyman leads. They led 1-0, but this is just their 2nd lead of this 2nd set. Cornea sets in the middle. Hatch taps it past the block. Great eye by Sydney Hatch. 2 blockers were right in front of her, so she just tapped it to their left side and to the floor. A Bear Lake Realty kill for Sydney Hatch. Sydney's accounted for about 15 points in this match already between her 7 or 8 aces and a few kills as well. Hit cross court and on the floor. It's on the line. 9-8 Lyman. Well, this spot in the rotation with Bryce Hansen hitting. She's right now in the middle spot of the front line in the rotation. Madison Harris serves. Good pass, set it up for Hatch. Hit right in front, great hit by Hatch. Madison Harris was lined up for some big power, and Hatch just slapped it right down at her feet. Harris couldn't dig it up. We're tied at 9. Bear Lake Realty kill for Sydney Hatch again. Wallenstein. The running jump serve. Ooh, a laser. Hansen, not a good pass. Walker passes up into the middle air from the back, the 10-foot line. Hits it hard. Rebels scrambling, keep it alive, and Stacy passes it over her head and over the net. Up front, Walker goes high and outside to Hansen, who misfires into the net. Rich leads 10-9. On the Station on Main scoreboard, Rebels took the first set 27-26. Rich was down 22-20, but outscored Lyman 6-4 the rest of the way to earn the victory. They capped this thing. Normally you'd have to win by 2, but here in Cokeville, to make sure things move along, they cap it at 27, and you can win by 1 at that point. McKenna Stacy gets the set high and outside, hits long and out. We're tied at 10. Coach Lamborn told me that she knows McKenna, that the team expects McKenna to increase her power and be a more consistent hitter this year. And McKenna, I think, putting some pressure on herself to make sure she hits harder. Hit too long that time. This time she takes a little off it and just places it right between the block, threads the needle for the Bear Lake Realty kill. And the point, 11-10. Sydney Hatch serving for Rich. She's got an ace in this 2nd set and had 6 aces in the 1st set. Good pass this time by Lyman. They go high and out to Hansen. Tipped up. Staple comes down and slaps it back from her position on the block. Tipped again. Stacy this time with the Epic Recreation block. And Lyman just can't get it over. Tip, tip, tip into the net. Rebels lead 12-10. Hatch with the service. Crushes it to the back line. Air with a nice pass. Walker high and out to Hansen. Tipped over. Staple digs. Cornea, long cross-court set. Stacy hits. It's back near the hoop. Air passes it, and Hansen passes it over. Good pass by McKee. Rich goes high and out again to Stacy. Blocked. Rich keeps it in the air, but a happy birthday. Dickerson, though, on her hit, swings and follows through into the net. Rebel point 13-10. Lucky for Rich because Dickerson crushed that thing down to the wood, but followed through with her hit. She hit the net. Hatch serves. Air receives. High and outside. They go to Hansen. Crushed to the back corner, just long and out. 14-10, Rich leads. A tight first set. Rich won by the lowest margin you can, a point, 27-26. And the Rebels lead by 4 in set number 2, brought to you by the town of Woodruff. Hatch serves. Overpass, yes. Rich, Cornea passes. Taylor McKee back line. Wallenstein hits hard from the 10-foot line. Mandier diving dig, and the Eagles pass it over. Wallenstein with a good dig. Staple hits it. Overpass. Stacy goes up and cracks it toward the back corner. A little too long and wide. Misfires. A hitting error, and Lyman gets the point. 14-11. Lyman with the serve. Bryce Hansen daughter of Coach Brescia Hansen and Lyman's girls basketball coach Jason Hansen. Pass at the net. Cornea tries to tip it up and over, but Dickerson says no, ma'am. Knocks it back down to the floor. Rebel lead is 2, 14-11. Hansen serves again. Stacy, good pass. She gets the set high and outside, tips it over the block, and the Lyman Eagles keep it in the air. Mandy Air with a big hit through the block, but the Rebels dig. Good dig by McKee. Stacy's big hit, too big. Sails long, out of play, out of bounds rather. And the Rebel lead is down to 1, 14-13. The Station on Main scoreboard. Hansen approaches and serves. McKee passes. Cornea set in the middle, and Stacy passes over. Walker high and in the middle. Dickerson hits back line in, right on the line. We're tied at 14. Rebels went on a 4-0 run. Eagles are on a 4-0 run. Rebels need a good pass. McKee too close to the net. Cornea does a nice play with it and tip it over. Back to Rich. Dig by Tingy. Cornea high and outside for Stacy. Tips it, but Air digs. High and outside for Mandy Air. Hit down the line. It's in there. 15-14. Lyman leads on a 5-0 run. The Lyman Eagles. Substitution. Annie Peart checks in. On the front line, Rebels have McKee, Tingy, and Stacy back to receive this service. McKee passes up front, again too close to the net, and Cornea has to punch it over. Set up in the middle. Dickerson hits it back line. Wallentine keeps it in the air and then passes it over after McKee touched it. Walker high and outside for Air. Mandy hits. Tingy digs. Cornea low and to the outside, but 2 hits on the set. 16-14 Lyman in the middle. Rebels hope the end of a 6-0 run. Served again by Hansen. Rebels get a better pass this time. Set, and Stacy crushes it through the block on the back line to end that 6-0 Lyman run, but the Rebels trail by 1, 16-15. A Bear Lake Realty kill for McKenna Stacy. J.C. Cornea serving. Received by Dickerson. Not a great pass. Walker passes, and Hansen hits from the 10-foot line. Cornea high and outside. Stacy punches it, moving left, punches it back right for the Bear Lake Realty kill. We're tied at 16. So Cornea back to serve again. JC delivers the service. Received again by Dickerson. Passed and passed over. Tingy passes to Cornea. High and right side. Brown pushes it over the block. Lyman is there. Air slaps it across. Wallentine's dig. An overpass, but a block by Peart to keep it on Lyman's side of the net. Brown high and outside for Stacy. Hit hard. It came down out of bounds. Rich was hoping for a deflection or maybe that it was just in, but no. Lyman retakes the lead, 17-16. So serving is Kendall Dickerson. She's the tallest player on the court. McKenna Stacy's serve receive right at the net, tipped back to Rich. They dig it up, and Brown passes it over. Walker high and outside to Air. Hit to the block. Epic Recreation block, but the Rebels are in the net. 18-16. Will Rich take a timeout here? Not sure. Nope. Dickerson set to serve. A substitution for Rich. Mackenzie Smith checks into the match. The sophomore. This is the first time we've seen her today, other than the JV match in which Rich won both sets, 19-12 and 19-8. Overpass by Rich on the serve receive. Walker quick back set to the right side. Emma Nelson hits. Rich digs. Set it up. Smith taps it past the block. And Lyman digs it up. Rebels keeping it alive. Brown tips it over. Double hit on the set by Dickerson. Gives Rich a point and a side out. 18-17. Rebels trail. Mackenzie Smith back to serve. Serves long, but played by Hansen. That might have been right on that back line had she let it go. Air hit it across. Rebels dig. It would have been out, but Cornea played it. Punched high after a hit by Wallenstein. Not a ton of power, but she found the placement. And a Bear Lake Realty kill for Allie Wallenstein. We're tied at 18. Smith set to serve. Looking for a Crawford Trough and Randolph service ace. Rich had 7 of those in the first set. Just 1 here in the second. From the right side, hit into the antenna by Emma Nelson, and that puts Rich back on top by 1, 19-18 on the station on main scoreboard. Smith to serve again. Rebels attacking left to right and toward us on ByLocalRadio.com. Kinsey just clears the net, and it drops to the floor. Lyman couldn't get underneath it. Bryce Hansen had to travel a long way to even get to the ball. Dives forward and hits it under the net. There is your Crawford Trough and Randolph service ace by Smith. This time Smith goes longer. Hansen passes. They set it up for air. Blocked on the back, on the sideline, just wide and out. Point to Lyman. And the Rebel lead is 20-19 on the MyLocalRadio.com scoreboard. In is Sierra Heaton, a senior, to serve for the Eagles. Slaps it across. Peart receives. Good pass. Cornea high and right side. Brown hits. Too long. Back line. We're tied. Back up at 20. Well, we've had a bunch of ties at 1, at 7, 8, 9, 10. Rebels receive. Smith. Pass into the middle. Peart. A diving dig by Hansen. High and left side. Air pushes it across, and the Eagles get the point. Rebels were in the net. 21-20. Lyman back on top. Serving again, Sierra Heaton. Peart with a good pass. Cornea back set in the middle. Peart comes up and slaps it, but Hansen digs. High and outside to Air. Mandy tips it past the block. A diving dig attempt by J.C. Cornea. Would have been a comprehensive family dental dig, but just couldn't quite get underneath it. 22-20. We've been tied 9 times in this set. Rebels need to tie it at least once more to get back in it. Nelson serves. Rich down by 2, 22-20. McKenna Stacy receives. Rebels set it up in the middle. Peart pushes back corner. Hansen dives and hits to her teammates on the bench. A Bear Lake Realty kill for Annie Peart. And Rich trails by 1, 22-21. Kendall Staple checks in to serve. She had a game-ending service kill yesterday, and they went over Mountain View. Hansen receives, air passes, Hansen slaps, just clearing the net. Staple diving or lunging dig. Rebels try to get it up over the net and can't keep it between the antennas. 23-21. Lyman leads. Substitution for the Rebels. Brittany Lamborn checks in. Brown, Staple, and Stacy set to receive the service by Mandy Air. Lyman looking to tie this thing up at a game apiece. Lamborn hits and taps it over the block and down in front of Charlesie Rose for the Bear Lake Realty kill. Rich back to within 1, 23-22. Ellie Brown in to serve. And misfires low into the nylon. First service error of the match, of the set for the Rebels. They had 2 service errors in the first set. Our second set is brought to you by the town of Woodruff, and Lyman has set point. With Madison Harris serving from this left side of the back line. Stacy receives. Cornea high and outside for Hatch. Sydney's hit blocked and kept in the air by Air. High and outside for Hansen. Hit down the line. McKee is there. Cornea in the middle. Hatch taps it over. A lunging dig by Harris. Push to the back line. McKee misplays, and Lyman wins 25-22 in set number 2. We're tied up at 1 game apiece as we head for set 3. This second set has been brought to you by the town of Woodruff. Mayor Scott Sabie, council members Millie Bradshaw, Raymond Franson, Kent Stewart, and Jason Peterson with Secretary Lisa Bell.
This is Rich Rebel senior Kendall Staple. Thanks for tuning in to Rich High Volleyball on KADQ FM 98.3 and MyLocalRadio.com.
When you enter the city limits of the town of Woodruff, the sign welcomes you to a place with the coldest temps and the warmest hearts. Settled in 1870, we celebrate the values of kindness, compassion, and friendliness, knowing a community's greatness may best be measured by the compassionate actions of its members. Mayor Scott Sabian, council members Millie Bradshaw, Raymond Franson, Kent Stewart, and Jason Peterson, with Secretary Lisa Bell, welcome you and say,
Go Rich Rebels!
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
At beautiful Bear Lake, skiing, snowmobiling, sailing, and swimming are just some of the fun activities offered to recreationists. The Greater Bear Lake Valley offers prime hunting and fishing areas, whether it's trout fishing in the streams or ice fishing for Cisco on the lake, hunting deer or seeking elk along the high mountain ridges. The scenic corner of Utah and Idaho offers outdoor recreation and historical interests away from crowds and high prices. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
If the idea of owning your own home in beautiful Bear Lake sounds like more than your finances can handle, visit the experts at Bear Lake Realty to learn how you can make it happen. Gary and Amber McKee at Bear Lake Realty can show you how to buy a home and rent it out, so it pays for itself while you enjoy it some of the time as well. And soon, you'll have your own place in the Caribbean of the Rockies. No one knows the market better, and no one else serves you better than Bear Lake Realty.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds, plus online streaming music, giveaways, and more. It's all on mylocalradio.com. Watch as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches. Catch up on local and regional news and stream your favorite music. Visit mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook and stream it all live. Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net. One game apiece. The Rebels took the first 27-26. Lyman was the victor in set 2, 25-22. Rebels led 20-18, but Lyman outscored Rich 7-2 down the stretch. We were tied 9 times in that second set. Rebels with the serve to start set number 3. The beginning serve brought to you by Town & Country Realty. Wallenstein serves. Lyman sets it up, hits, and a block or a deflection gives Lyman the point. And for the third consecutive set, Lyman leads 1-0. They took a 1-0 lead in each of the first 2 sets as well. Third set brought to you by Rich County. Rich County Government. Rebels with a championship cause. Walker serves, Rebels high and outside. Stacy hits back corner long and out. 2-0 Lyman. The Eagles went on a 2-0 run to start the first set, and then Rich scored 11 straight to go up 11-2. Stacy, good pass, Cornea, high and kind of outside. Stacy pushes down the line on a set that just wasn't quite on target. Hit cross court by Bryce Hansen in there. The Rebels trail 3-0. Service, Stacy receives, Cornea, back set, right side, Hatch hits short into the net, 4-0, a slow start for Rich in this Rich County Government third set. On the Station on Main scoreboard, it's 4-zip. Staple receives, Cornea dump set to the back line, air Passes it over her head. They go high and right side to Emma Nelson. Rebels just dig and keep it alive. Pass it over. In the middle. High and outside to Hanson. Cross court. Stacy digs. Cornea high and outside for Stacy. Hit over into the block and back to Stacy. She'll dig it up. Rebels set it up. Hatch hits through the block to the floor. Bear Lake Realty kill gets Rich on the board. Sydney Hatch with the hit and Sydney with the service coming up. 4-1 Rebels trail. Looking for maybe a Crawford Trump and Randolph service ace. They only have 2 of those in the second set after 7 in the first. Bryce Hanson hits and out of bounds. She went try to go around the block and just took an angle that was a little too far out. 4-2. Hatch to serve again. Sydney. Air receives. Not a great pass. Bumped or passed way high and up and across. Hanson hits. Dug by Wallenstein. Rich sets and Stacy hits off the top of the net. Dug up high, almost into the ceiling, and passed over by Lyman to keep it alive. Cornea in the middle. Staple back line. Got it in there. Kendall just surveyed the court. Saw an open spot over by the line judge and popped it right back there. 4-3. Rebels down by 1. After that, Bear Lake Realty kill from Kendall Staple. Hatch serves. There's a Crawford Trough in Randolph service ace by Sydney. That's about her 9th ace of the match. Dropped right in front of Mandy Air, who couldn't get underneath it. Hatch serves again, a strong service. Passed high, and Hanson hits through the block. Wallenstein keeps it alive with the elbow, I think, or upper arm. Rebels pass it over. Lyman sets it up again, and Staple with the Epic Recreation block. Epic Recreation, make your vacation an epic one to remember. For all your rentals in Bear Lake, visit epicrecreation.net or find them on Facebook. Sydney Hatch serves again. Hanson a high pass. Walker high and outside to Hanson. Blocked, back line, in there! Another Epic Recreation block of the game. Rebels were down 4-0, and Rich is on a 6-0 run, leading 6-4. Again with Sydney Hatch serving. They went on an 11-0 run in the first set with Hatch serving. Not a good serve receive. Passed high and across, and Hanson over the net with the pass. Rich sets it up. Staple, back corner, and again Kendall Staple finds the hardwood. A Bear Lake Realty kill for Kendall. And again, she surveys the court, finds the spot, and pops it there. 7-4, Rich on top. On the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com here in set number 3, brought to you by Rich County Government. Rebels with a championship cause.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics on MyLocalRadio.com is brought to you by these Rebel Sports Boosters, LSR Refrigerated, and the Walletines in Garden City. Darren, Tricia, and the entire Walletine clan wish the Rebels good luck. And by CAD Answer Technical Services, proudly supporting the Rich Rebels. The staff at CAD Answer Technical Services wish the Rebels good luck on the field, on the court, in the classroom, and in life.
Go Rich Rebels!
Lyman jumped out to a 4-0 lead in this Rich County Government third set, but it's been all Rebels since then. A side out, and then Sydney Hatch serving has an ace and 7 other points. 7-4, Rich on a 7-0 run. In set number 3, it's on the Station on Main scoreboard. Hatch serves, and Air receives. High and outside they go to Dickerson. Good dig by Wallenstein. High and outside for Stacy. Right through the block. The dig over by the Rebel bench. Somehow the Eagles keep it alive. Good pass by Wallenstein. Cornea again to Stacy. Back line to Mandy Air. Good dig. Dump set. Back corner. Wallenstein receives. Cornea has to travel a ways to get there, and Stacy passes it over. Rebels kept it alive. Walker high and outside for Hanson. Tipped over the block. Stacy diving dig, but into the far wall. And Coach Hanson gets what she wanted out of that timeout, at least for the moment. The side out. 7-5. Lyman within 2. Bryce Hanson serves. Rebels get a good pass, serve, receive. Stacy pushes it across on the attack after the set was too far outside. Passed over by the Eagles. Rebels set it up, and in the middle, Staple hits it back corner. Ooh, Boy, from where I'm sitting, that looked in, but again, I've said it before, I'll say it again, I'm at a bad angle to make that call, so we'll take the line judge's word for it. It was out, and Rich leads by just 1. Service for Bryce Hansen. Rebels sub in Sage Tingy. Trying to get a good pass here. Stacy does make a good pass. Cornea high and outside for Stacy, and did we have a player out of rotation? Or a player over the net? Not sure. I didn't see the indication on the call, but it was a Rebel point. And Rich leads by 2. JC Cornea. The service. Strong floater serve. Hansen receives. Tipped up and over. Tingy digs. Cornea right at the net. Rebels somehow dig up a tap by Mandy Air. And Stacy slaps it over. High and outside. The Eagles go to Mandy Air. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 9-6. Rebels up by 3. JC Cornea to serve for Rich, with the Rebels leading by 3, 9-6. Serve receive, a low one. Lyman just keeps it alive and passes it over. Cornea, Brown, high and outside to Stacy, tips it, and a little too softly. Doesn't quite clear the net. 9-7, Lyman within 2. Third set, Rebels took the first, Eagles took the second. Rich 27-26 in that first, Lyman 25-22 in the second. Service down the left sideline. Stacy receives. Cornea passes high, and Wallenstein pushes across the nylon. High and outside to Mandy Air. Tipped up over the block. Cornea, nice dig. Coming up behind her teammates at the block. Rebels slap it over. And the dig up goes to the side of the antenna and under the net. Rebel point, 10-7. Rich leads. McKenna Stacy drops back to serve. Running jump serve for the junior. Overpass. Staple went up and thought about a happy birthday hit, but she missed it. Swing and a miss, strike 3 for the Eagles earlier. That's a swing and a miss for Kendall Staples. She comes away laughing at herself about it. Kendall Dickerson, no, this is number 17, not listed on the roster. Oh, no, that's 12, Sierra Heaton. Rebels receive. Good pass, good set. Wallenstein cracks it back corner, dug up high. Kept alive. Air pushes it back corner to Stacy. Rebels push up front. Cornea dump set. Dug up. Eagles set. Hit blocked, but on the Rebel side of the net. 10-9. Rebel lead down to 1. We'll pause just a moment for station identification.
You're tuned in to Rich Rebel Sports on KADQ Evanston.
Heaton serving for Lyman. Tingy receives. Cornea passes. Wallenstein slaps from right on the back of that 10-foot line. Set up in the middle. Rebel block. Out of bounds. We're tied at 10. Rich went on a 7-0 run to take the lead, but that lead is gone. We're tied. Stacy passes high. Cornea outside to Wallenstein with a hit through the block, but dug up by Hansen. Air hits hard into the Rebel block, Epic Recreation block of the game. Rebel block again, but this time they're too far back from the net. Madison Harris with the kill. Lyman leads 11-10. Set 3 is presented by Rich County Government. Rebels with a championship cause. Harris to serve again. Eagles on a 4-0 run. Rebels look for the side out. Brown hits it down the line. A high tap by Charles E. Rose. Rebels set it up. Wallenstein's hit into the net, 12-10. A 5-0 Lyman Eagle run. Harris with another serve. Stacy receives, good pass. Cornea back set for Brown, pushed up and to the back line. Rose is there. Mandy Air hits, Rebel block, deflection to the floor. 13-10. Rebels might need a timeout here. Just look a little bit flat-footed, or maybe a substitution to provide a spark. Annie Peart checks into the game. Coach Lamborn ran out of substitutions in one of the matches yesterday. I think it was in the third or second set against Mountain View. So she's being a little more judicious about when subs come in. You don't want to run out of those things. Wallenstein's hit, stuffed. Tingy digs it back up over the net. High and outside, the Eagles go to Air through the block to the floor. Big hit by Mandy Air. 14-10, Eagles with the lead. And Brittany Lamborn will check into the game. Wallenstein gets a breather. Lamborn, Cornea, and Brown on the front line. Tingy, Stacy, and Peart on the back line, set to receive this serve from Sierra Heaton. Good pass by Peart. Pushed over the net by Brown. Pushed right back to her, and she'll dig it up. Peart taps it to Rose. Across the net, air. Rebels block and put it back over the net. Set up at the net, hit to Rich. Stacy up front to Peart, pushed across, high and outside. The Eagles go to air, pushed over the block. Rebels lunging comprehensive family dental dig. And Lamborn slaps it over the net. Again in the middle, 3 Rebel blockers, but it's tipped over them. And Tingy is there. Up high, Hansen barely keeps it alive after Lamborn's hit to the back line. That's some good awareness by Lamborn to hit it where Hansen would have to stretch. And it's not a Bear Lake Realty kill, but counts the same as 1 point. 14-11, Peart serves, back line to Hansen, overpass. Cornea, Brown sets high and outside for Lamborn. Hit, just clears the net and just dug up, but the third touch, it was Brooklyn Walker trying to slap it over. She misfires into the net. 14-12. Rebels down by 2. Annie Peart from this left side of the back line serves low and into the nylon. 15-12. First service error of the set for either team. This third set brought to you by Rich County Government. Rebels with a championship cause. The winner of this takes on Grace at a scheduled time of 3:30. Overpass by Peart on the serve receive. Set high and outside for Bryce Hansen, right through the block. 16-12 on the kill for Hansen. As I mentioned, the winner takes on Grace. The loser will take on Green River. It'll be the very next match following this one. Andy Air serves. Peart receives. Cornea sets in the middle, and Hatch taps it across. Hansen receives the high and outside set. Crushes it down the line on the back corner. 17-12. Lyman has made an adjustment. Sometime in that second set, they went on a 6-0 run, then another 7-2 run. And they've just continued to build on that here in this Rich County Government third set. Dump set by Cornea. High and in the middle, tipped across by Madison Harris. Rebels dig it up, set for Lamborn. Her hit, shanked off to the back wall. A Bear Lake Realty kill for Brittany Lamborn. 17-13. Rich trails by 4. Ellie Brown to serve. Rebels with 9 service aces in the match, but none of those here in the third set. And Brown serves long. Another Rebel service error. Pushes Lyman's lead back out to 5, 18-13. A station on main scoreboard. Second consecutive service error for the Rebels on, I should say, their second consecutive serve that was for an error and a service ace. The first of the match, I believe, for the Lyman Eagles. Rebels just didn't get up underneath it. 19-13, the ace by Madison Harris. One of 3 seniors on this Lyman Eagles squad. Harris, high rainbow serve, but not real long. McKee fielded it or received it. Rebels hit is blocked. 20-13. And this younger lineup has worked well at times throughout this tournament, but right now struggling to hang with Lyman. Stacy's receive at the net. Cornea tips. It's tipped back to her. She sets it up. Hatch pushes it over the block. High and outside. Bryce Hansen stuffed by Sydney Hatch. An Epic Recreation block. Passed and pushed over by Lyman. Rebels set high and outside for Lamborn, whose hit is blocked and kept alive. Dickerson slaps it over. Rebels set it up again, and Lamborn hits long and out. 21-13, Lyman leads. And the station on main scoreboard. Stacy, good pass. Cornea high and outside for Hatch. Hit and deflected by their block. That was an effective block. Hit down the line. Bryce Hansen crushes it. And Lyman with all the momentum. And a 22-13 lead. in set number 3, brought to you by Rich County Government. Rebels won the first set, so we'll have a set 4 regardless of what happens here in the third. Peart passes, Cornea sets, Lamborn pushes back corner, in there on the line. Nice spot by Lamborn, 22-14. The Station on Main scoreboard following that Bear Lake Realty kill. Brittany Lamborn to serve. Slaps it across, dug by Air, set up in the middle. Dickerson touches it over the block, Rebels dig. Hatch tips it, nice spot by Sydney Hatch. Just saw a spot right in front of her to her right side and tapped it over there for the Bear Lake Realty kill, 22-15. Rebels down by 7. See if Lamborn can spark a run for the Rebels. Brittany with the service. Strong serve, Hansen, great pass. Back set for Dickerson, and she can't get to it. The set went way too far back, and Dickerson hit it into the antenna, just trying to keep it in bounds and go over the net with it. 22-16, Rebels within 6. Lamborn serves again. Hansen, the pass, the set goes high and outside. Dickerson hits long and out. 22-17. Rich climbing back in. Lamborn again. Hansen, decent pass. Walker back set for Dickerson, and she can't get to it. 22-18. Lyman trying to keep Rich guessing and maybe working on some different things. They had that big lead of 9 points. I don't know if they're working on things or just not getting the timing right on what they have worked on before. Walker high and outside to Hansen, and she hits long. Rich is within 3, 22-19. Lyman had outscored Rich. It was 10-7. Lyman was up 22-13, but the Rebels have climbed back in within 3. We'll take a quick break here in the Rich County Government third set and be right back.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Kendall Staple. Thanks for tuning in to Rich High Volleyball on KADQ FM 98.3 and mylocalradio.com.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
If you ever go to Casper, the Come On In really is the best place to stay. Super family friendly, all the hot tubs, the pools. There's a kiddie pool too, so really a big pool and a kiddie pool. Beautiful place to stay. A nice breakfast. That's the Come On In. Rebels trail 22-19. But Rich in the middle of a 6-0 run. For Rich, they hope it's the middle of that 6-0 run, that it keeps going. Lamborn serves, Air passes high, and Walker sets high and outside for Bryce Hansen. Hit cross court, Stacy digs. Comprehensive Family Dental dig. Stacy hits back corner, got it in there. A Bear Lake Realty crush for the kill. And Rich is within 2, 22-20. Rebels were up 10-7. Lyman went on a 15-3 run, but Rich has clawed back in. Lamborn serves to the back line. Air hits it off her shoulder, and Dickerson passes it over the net. McKee, good pass up front. Cornea high and outside. Stacy cracks it down the line. Just out. It hit the top of the net, and that threw it off target. The side out to Lyman. That Rich Rebel run ends at 7 consecutive points. Rich needs another quick side out here with Lyman 2 points away from a set 3 victory. Stacy, good pass. Cornea high and back right side to Hatch. Hit through the block to the floor. A Bear Lake Realty kill for Hatch. 23-21. Rich with Sydney Hatch back to serve. Service passed high and in the middle. Walker passes over to Bryce Hansen, whose hit is deflected to the Rebel side of the net. 24-21. Set point, Lyman. Bryce Hansen, the little few stepped serve. Rebels get a good serve receive, set for Peart. Passed high and in the middle. Walker high and outside to Mandy Air. She gets off a hit that rolls across the top of the net, and the Rebels dig it up. Comprehensive Family Dental dig. Lamborn passes it over. Touched high. Hanson sets out to Air, and she'll push it across. McKee, Cornea tips it at the net. Eagles playing it. Hit it cross court. Cornea digs. McKee passes it to the back corner. Passed up high. Walker in the middle. Dickerson hit. Blocked by the Rebels to the floor, and Lyman wins 25-21 in set number 3. Lyman leads 2-1 as we head for set 4. This third set has been brought to you by Rich County Government. Rebels with a championship cause.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics on MyLocalRadio.com is brought to you by these Rebel Sports boosters, the Wilson Ranch in Randolph. Good luck, Rebels, from Dale, Kim, Kyler, and Casey. Remember, the harder you work, the more good luck you'll have. And by Argyle Ranch Saddle and Boot, Feed and Supply, a custom shop specializing in leather and wood goods with a farm feed and supply store to boot. Proudly supporting the Rich Rebels, the Argyle Ranch Saddle and Boot, Feed and Supply Store.
What could be better than a fresh, mouth-watering burger from the Crawford Trough in Randolph? Top it with cheese and thick-cut bacon, or throw in some mushrooms and make it a double. Now we're talking. Add home-cut fries and a creamy shake, and you might just think you're in paradise. With crisp salads and tasty wraps, plus onion rings, perfectly cooked chicken, cold drinks, and silky smooth ice cream, the Crawford Trough is the place to eat and drink at 120 South Main in Randolph.
Success is no accident. It comes from constant hard work, perseverance, sacrifice, and learning from failure. Laketown Mayor Burdette Weston and council members Dallas Clark, Chris Hodges, Gary Ogilvie, and Delora White encourage the Rich High Rebels to continue to do whatever it takes to succeed in academics, activities, and athletics. The town council and citizens of Laketown celebrate the success of all the students and staff in the Rich School District. Is it time to stop wishing for your dream home in beautiful Bear Lake? If you're ready to make your dream a reality, Bear Lake Realty can help with residential and land listings, including vacation properties, timeshares, cabins, condos, beachfront, lake view, and more. Bear Lake Realty has what you're looking for. And with more than 30 years of real estate experience in the area, you know you're working with the best. Visit BearLakeRealty.com and come and enjoy the Caribbean of the Rockies with us.
Early Oregon-bound immigrants traveled through the Bear Lake Valley. U.S. Highway 30 basically follows the Oregon Trail. Many wagon trains stopped at Thomas L. Pegleg Smith Trading Post, located near Dingle, Idaho, for supplies. One traveler wrote of camping along Cotton Line Bear River, watching grass as tall as a man wave in the wind. Today, you don't have to ride in a wagon to visit Bear Lake Valley, but the rich history is still here to enjoy. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
I think each of the times I've talked with Coach Lamborn on this young season, she has said something to the effect of, we've got to find a way to finish. And the Rebels had climbed to within 22-20, then 23-21 late in that third set, but just couldn't find the way to finish. And interesting that you can refer to a few different things, I think, and probably other that I'm not even thinking about in volleyball, but finish on a kill, right? Point to point, like getting that point. You finish with the kill. Or finishing in a set, which the Rebels couldn't do in sets 2 and 3. Rich had a 20-19 lead in set 2, and Lyman went on to win 25-22. Rebels were down late in set 3, roared back, but couldn't find that way to finish. So, and that I think the finishing in a match, finishing in a set, go back to, can you finish on the point, finish and get that kill? And that hasn't consistently been there for Rich. A younger starting lineup in this fourth set for the Rebels, with Annie Peart, Taylor McKee, and Brittany Lamborn on the floor, along with McKenna Stacy, JC Cornea, and Sydney Hatch. Lamborn trying to figure out where she's at in the rotation. I think she may have finally found her spot. And then Sydney Hatch and JC Cornea retake different spots. Set to serves Brooklyn Walker for the Town & Country Realty, beginning serve of set number 4. Town & Country Realty, Pam Cornea selling Bear Lake and in Utah and Idaho. Peart receives, good pass, high and outside. The Rebels go to Hatch, back line, dug up by Harris. High and outside, they go to Hansen, and Hatch deflects it on the block. Rebels set it up for Hatch, and she hits long. Lyman leads 1-0. They've taken a 1-0 lead in each of the first 4 sets, including this 4th set. Walker serves, Rebels set, and Lamborn pushes it over into the middle of the defense. Dug up, set high and outside for Hansen. Blocked by Hatch, but to the floor on the Rebels side, 2-0. Rebels trail on the Station on Main scoreboard. Walker delivers. Stacy, good pass. Cornea, quick dump set, blocked by Hansen. Right back to Rich, and the Rebels pass it over. To the right corner, Air passes into the middle, high and outside again to Hansen, back line. Stacy receives. Cornea, back line, and Rich barely gets it over with a pass. It's dug up and over by Mandy Air to the out of bounds on the Rebels side. 2-1, Rich earns the point. And trails by 1. Brittany Lamborn serves. She finished serving strong for Rich. They scored 7 straight points with her serving late in the 3rd set. Hatch, a happy birthday, taps it down. Diving dig by Air. Cornea high and in the middle again to Hatch. Blocked by Dickerson. Rebels go high and outside this time to Stacy. Tips it over the block. Diving dig by Air, and Harris passes it across the nylon. Rebels go high and outside again to Stacy, and she crushes it through the block. We're tied at 2. Bear Lake Realty kill for McKenna Stacy. Bear Lake Realty, your Bear Lake home and investment expert. Visit bearlakerealty.com. Lamborn serve long and out. A service error puts Lyman back on top by 1, 3-2. Jump serve for Bryce Hansen into the net. Service error followed by a service error. We're tied at 3. Fourth set. Lyman leads 2-1. Sydney Hatch. Hansen receives. High and outside. They go to Air, and she tips it up over the block. Great decision there by Mandy Air. And Lyman retakes the lead 4-3. Had a number of plays in that first set that were candidates for the McKay Frankham Dental Services Precision Play of the Game. Serve receive at the net, and Cornea tried to make something out of it, tipped it up, but the Lyman defense right there knocks it down. 5-3 Lyman. Dickerson serves. Stacy receives. Cornea back set for Savannah Peart. Her hit dug up, tapped back by Air. Rebels set it up high and outside for Stacy. Tipped over the block, but Walker digs. Set up in the middle, punched across by Harris, dug by McKee. Peart slaps back corner. Hansen digs. Walker, right side, pushed across. McKee digs. Cornea high and outside for Stacy. Hit, and Hansen with a nice dig. Walker high and outside for Air. Lamborn with a nice dig. Cornea, back line. Tingy passes across. Hansen pushes up front. Walker sets in the middle. Harris tips it. Tingy digs. Cornea high and outside for Stacy. Tipped, blocked, dug by Peart. Rebels set back line. Lamborn slaps across. Walker high and outside to Air. Dug back line by Lamborn. High and outside again to Stacy. Pushed across and dug up. Air slaps through the block. Rebels dig at the net. Stacy dives, digs, but out of bounds. And Lyman wins that long back and forth rally. And Lyman leads 6-3. Dickerson to serve. She switches spots from the right side of the back line to this left side of the back line. McKee passes, Cornea sets, and Stacy's hit off the top of the net to the floor of Bear Lake Realty kill. Rebels deficit is 6-4 on the MyLocalRadio.com scoreboard. Charles E. Rose, a sophomore defensive specialist, comes in the rotation for Lyman. Service ace by J.C. Cornea. Boy, that thing crossed the line of the net and dove to the floor. A Crawford Trough and Randolph ace Brings Rich to within 1, 6-5. Cornea to serve again. JC serving toward us, left to right at mylocalradio.com. Rose receives. High left side, air stuffed. Epic Recreation block by Annie Peart. We're tied at 6. Cornea to serve again. JC with the right hand. It hits the top of the net, rolls over the top. One-handed dig by Walker hits the net and falls on Lyman's side. 7-6, Rich leads. It's a 4-0 Rebel run. We'll see if they can keep it going. Cornea, Hansen pushes, a double hit, no, a lift. 8-6. Cornea serves again, goes back row. Hansen. Walker sets, air hits, deflected by the block. Lamborn, good pass. Cornea high and outside for Stacy. Hits into the middle, diving dig by Hansen. Air again, and Cornea digs. Set high and outside again for Stacy. Tried to catch Air moving right, but Air with the quick feet moves back left and digs it up, tapped over. Rebels, Cornea. Stacy again, back line too long. Hitting error leads to a Lyman point, and Rich's lead is 1, 8-7 on the Station on Main scoreboard. A 5-0 Rebel run took them from down 3 to up 2 before that side out. 8-7. Lyman within 1, and Sierra Heaton serving. Heaton received by Lamborn. Cornea high and outside to Stacy. Pushed back corners. Bryce Hansen digs. Pass over the overpass. Annie Peart hits it, but Lyman digs it. Air back line. Lamborn digs. Cornea high and in the middle. Peart has her hit dug up over the net. Rich pushes it back across. Walker high and outside to Air. Hit blocked. Epic Recreation block. Annie Peart fired up after that Epic Recreation block. For all your rentals in Bear Lake, visit epicrecreation.net. Rich leads by 2, 9-7 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Lyman took sets 2 and 3 after the Rebels took a first set victory. Stacy serves, strong serve, Hansen good pass. Air slaps it, roll attack. Cornea digs right into the middle. 6 Lyman Eagles look at it and watch it hit the floor. I think all 6 of them thought one of my teammates is going to take this, and none did. Give Cornea the Bear Lake Realty kill, and McKenna Stacy another service. Hansen, decent pass. Walker high and outside for Air. Hit through the block, and she threads the needle right between Cornea and Stacy, who both reached for it, couldn't get it. 10-8, Rebels lead in this 4th set. Rebels needed a comprehensive family dental dig there, didn't get it. Back line, Tingy and Stacy kind of both look at each other, neither get the ball well. 10-9, just the second service error of the, or service ace of the match for Lyman. They had 1 in the 3rd set, none in the 1st or 2nd set. Those are, again, service aces. Stacy receives, Cornea high and outside. Lamborn's hit off the top of the net, rolls over and in. A Bear Lake Realty kill for Brittany Lamborn. Hatch checks back in on the front line. Hatch, Lamborn, and Brown up front. Cornea, Stacy, and Peart on the back line with Annie serving. Hansen receives. Walker, a quick back set and hit to the back line. Stacy, good dig. Cornea high and outside for Lamborn, pushed over. And right there is Walker for the dig. Set. Hansen hit into the net. Rich leads 12-9. Station on Main scoreboard. Again, the winner of this one will take on Grace. The loser will take on Green River directly following this match. High and outside to Hansen. Hit. Rebels Epic Recreation blocked by Sydney Hatch. 13-9. Lyman's high and outside was real effective in the middle part of set 3 and 2. But the Rebels have found an answer for it, it seems, here in set 4. Peart's serve into the net. A service error. 13-10. Rebels lead by 3. Serving is Madison Harris. Again, one of 3 seniors on this Lyman Eagles team. They graduated 8 seniors on last year's undefeated state championship team. Rebels set high and outside. Brittany Lamborn punishes that ball right through the defense. 14-10, a Bear Lake Realty kill for Brittany Lamborn. Cornea serves, just clears the net, and that one almost finds its way back up here to us on the serve receive. 15-10, a Crawford Trough in Randolph service ace by by Eliana Brown. I think I said Cornea earlier. It's Brown serving. Ellie goes right side, not a good receive. Harris, Walker passes high, and Hansen pushes over. Stacy passes, Cornea sets in the middle, Hatch hits, blocked, Cornea digs. Brown passes high on the back line, and Stacy, the safe move, passes it over. Ayers serve receive and overpass. Cornea high and outside, Lamborn, back line, just long. And that probably did not feel good for Cassidy Grohl to have to say, yes, that was out. But she does to her friend and teammate, Lamborn. And that's the right call. That's what you got to do. The integrity's there. It was out. At a decent angle to see that. Rebels serve receive. They pass to Lamborn right side. Pushed across. Air passes high and outside. They go to Bryce Hansen. Brown digs, and they would have had time had it not hit one of the rafters and ricocheted back down more quickly. 15-12. Lyman climbs back to within 3. A Rebel 5-0 run put Rich on top 8-6 earlier in this fourth set. Stacy receives, not a great pass. Rebels scramble and can't get it over. 15-13, Lyman within 2. Rebels at times, the serve receive has struggled today. Walker serves. Peart, great pass. High and outside, Hatch hits, dug by Air. Walker high and outside for Hansen, hit off the antenna, or off the nylon to the antenna. Oh, no, not off the nylon. It was off of Rich to the antenna. 15-14, Lyman within 1. Peart, another good pass. Cornea high and outside. Hatch, Harris passes high. Air pushes up front, and Hansen slaps it over. Stacy, high and outside. The Rebels go again, and Lamborn's hit finds its way to the Lyman side of the net. Between the block and the nylon. 16-14, a Bear Lake Realty kill for Brittany Lamborn, and she'll step back to serve. Air, decent pass. Walker high and outside to Hansen once again. Lamborn digs. Cornea passes way outside, and Stacy, nice adjustment to keep that in play and get it over the net inside the antennas. Harris hits from the right side. Rebels dig. Lamborn from the back line hits way long. 16-15, Rebel lead down to 1. Rebels need to win this fourth set to force a fifth and final set and hope for the 5-set victory. Hansen serves. Peart, a poor serve receive, shanked off to the side, and a service ace, just the third of the match for the Lyman Eagles. We're tied up at 16. Station on main scoreboard with Bryce Hansen serving. Peart receives, good pass up front. Cornea back set, Hatch hits into the block and to the floor in between Dickerson and the net. Bear Lake Realty kill for Sydney Hatch, puts Rich back up by 1. Hatch served early in the first set. 5 of her first 6 serves were for aces. We could use another Crawford Trough and Randolph service ace here. Don't quite get it, but Walker sets high and outside to Mandy Air. Rebels deflect and dig. Stacy punches it into the middle of the Eagle defense. Dug up, again high and outside. They go to Air, tipped over the block. Brown digs up, over and out. We're tied at 17. Taylor McKee checks in. It's McKee, Lamborn, and Stacy on the back line. Tingy, Cornea, and Peart up front. Kendall Dickerson serving. Good pass by McKee. Cornea high and outside. Stacy hits and misfires into the net. Lyman back on top. The Rebels had led since taking a 7-6 lead. Lyman just worked back in, tied it at 16, takes the lead at 18. Stacy receives, set up in the middle. Peart hits back line. Hansen passes high. Walker on the back line. Hansen pushes across. Received by Tingy. Rebels push. Stacy toward the back corner, but Hansen again digs. Walker high and outside to Air. Punched across. Rebels diving dig, not in time by, I think that was McKee. 19-17, Eagles lead by 2. Set number 4 The Eagles with a 2-1 lead in the match. Back line, not Hatch, but McKee passes. And then a push across by Stacy for the Bear Lake Realty kill. Saw the defense sucking to the right. She pushed it back left. Evanston Mountain View, who won that one? Evanston, after losing to Mountain View yesterday, beat Mountain View today in 4. 3-1. Serve received by Hanson up at the net. A Crawford Trough and Randolph service ace for J.C. Cornea. Ties the score back at 19. Again, the Rebels down 2-1 here in the 4th. Cornea serves and just dug up by Hanson. Eagles get it over. Cornea sets high and outside. Stacy back corner, got it in there. A Bear Lake Realty kill, and Rich regains the lead, 20-19. Coach Brescia Hanson asks for a timeout, and we'll take a quick one as well here in the 4th set on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
We take your fun very seriously. That's why we put so much emphasis on training and experience with our mechanics at Cash Honda Yamaha. Whether you're getting it ready for an upcoming season, putting it away for the winter, having routine maintenance, or have a mechanical problem, we want to make sure that when you're ready to have fun with it, it's ready for you. Don't trust your fun to just anyone. Make sure you bring all your service work to Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley.
We know that when you think of Plains Tire in Evanston, you always think
The Tire Professionals.
Quality customer service. They're friendly with great prices.
I really like Plains Tire in Evanston.
But did you also know that the team at Plains Tire offers oil changes, windshield wiper checks, and free alignment checks? That's right, free alignment checks. We don't want you to quit thinking all those great things when you hear Plains Tire. We just want you to add to the list. Plains Tire, the tire professionals. Stop in today, 157 Bear River Drive.
Rebels right back to it. J.C. Cornea serves back line. Eagles let it go. They thought it would be long. Instead, it's a Crawford Trough and Randolph service ace. And J.C. Cornea with 2 aces in her last 3 serves has the Rebels up by 2. Cornea serves again. Hanson, not a great pass. Out over near the up official. Walker keeps it alive, and Hanson slaps it over. Rich doesn't get a great pass either. Up near the net, Peart tips it over and finds the floor. 22-19, a Bear Lake Realty kill. Improvising Annie Peart. Rich leads by 3, and Coach Hanson takes another timeout. We're here in the 4th set, and we'll keep it right here. Bear Lake Realty sponsors our kills, and Bear Lake Realty also sponsors our camera. Got a bunch of Rebel fans here to our left. Can't quite see all of them, obviously, with that wall in the way, but Bear Lake Realty, the most experienced and highest volume realtor in Bear Lake Valley. Call Gary and Amber McKee today. Bear Lake Realty is your Bear Lake home and investment experts. Visit bearlakerealty.com. Proud supporters of Rich Rebel Sports. It was Gary and others who really got video streaming started for Rich County, Rich High School, a number of years ago. And I remember when I first started here in broadcasting for Rich with Cook Brothers Broadcasting, I met with Gary. He said, I was at a crossroads. I had to either focus on my business and keep earning money or keep having fun with the streaming. And he said I had to, that choice was tough, but I had to go back to the business. And that's where we kind of picked it up from there. Lyman gets a good pass, and Mandy Air pushes to the back corner, 22-20, the side out, after Rich had scored 5 straight. J.C. Cornea with 2 Crawford Trough in Randolph service aces as part of that 5-0 Rebel run. Rich needs 3 points to force a 5th set. Tingy passes. Cornea dumps it back corner. Hanson gets there. Walker passes high in the middle. Harris hits. Rebels epic recreation block. That was blocked by the net, Rebels said, or the Rebel fans thought. Eagles get it back across the net. Stacy pushes it over the nylon. Walker high and outside for air. Hits through the block. It's on the floor, Rebel side. Peart just a little too far back from the net. Rebel lead is down to 1, 22-21 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Sierra Heaton serving. Good pass by Lamborn. High and outside. Stacy back line. Hansen digs. Walker high and outside to Air. Pushed back corner. Cornea punches high. Peart passes. And Stacy pushes to the front corner. But Air digs it. Air punches to the middle of the floor. And the Rebels can't get it. 22, we're tied. Rebels in danger of losing this fourth set. That would mean the Lyman would win the match. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one quickly as well on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
Rebel JV team had no trouble with the Lyman JV team, winning 19-12 and 19-8. The JV squads get 2 sets to 19. The varsity team took the first set 27-26, but Lyman took sets 2 and 3, 25-22 and 25-21. We're tied at 22 here in this fourth set. A service, and the horn sounds. Lamborn lets it go. Thought it would be long, but it lands in on the line, 23-22. On the third service ace of the set, fourth of the entire match for Lyman. Harris serves, a high rainbow. Stacy receives. Cornea high and outside for McKenna. Hits hard, deflected by the block. Hansen keeps it in the air. Walker high and outside for Air. The southpaw hits it over the block. Cornea, Brown sets high and outside. Stacy hits it through the block and to the floor right at the feet of Charles E. Rose. And we're tied at 23 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Big Bear Lake Realty kill there for McKenna Stacy. Mackenzie Smith checks into the game to serve. Talking with Coach Lamborn about this very situation earlier today. If we get time, I'll tell you a little more about it. Hansen receives, passed just barely over. Peart, Cornea, high and outside to Lamborn. Hit, blocked. Lamborn touches again, up and out. Set and match point, Lyman Eagles, 24-23. Stacy checks right back in. That was a good serve by Smith. Stacy set to receive. Mandy Air serving. Tingy, good pass to Cornea, high and outside. Lamborn hits. Charles E. Rose is there for the dig. Walker high and outside to Hansen. Blocked, an epic recreation block, but Air digs with one hand. Hansen passes it over. Cornea in the middle. Peart hits. Blocked on the Lyman side, and the Rebels stay alive. The way it came down, I thought Peart was going to try to play it, but then as soon as she started to celebrate, I knew it was a Rebel Bear Lake Realty kill. Annie Peart to serve. 24-24. Again, they cap it at 27. Peart, Air receives. Walker, high and outside. Hansen, Rebels block it to the floor. It was deflected by the block, and Lyman has a 25-24 set point lead. Dickerson checks back in. And back to serve goes Madison Harris. Set and match point Lyman here in the fourth. Harris serves. Stacy receives. Good pass. Cornea back set. Brown pushes it over. Harris passes high and outside. They go to Hansen into the block, deflected out of bounds. Lyman wins 26-24 and takes the match 3-1. 26-24 in that final set. So Rich will play immediately after this against Green River. Rebels will take on the 4A Wyoming Green River Wolves. Final of 26-24. Again, Lyman gets by the Rebels in 4. We'll take a quick timeout, and we'll be back with your Mound Valley Cattle Company post-game show here on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path, and leave a trail. Eddie and Todd Jensen, owners of Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, are proud to support the Rich High Rebels in creating their own path and leaving a trail of success in athletics and in activities, in education and in life. Serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997. Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
Established in 1870, Randolph, Utah is home to the rich rebels, to hardy people of high character, and to values of dedication, honesty, hard work, education, and respect for self and others. Randolph is also home to friendly folks who love their families, their town, and their neighbors. Count yourself a neighbor whenever you visit Randolph, Utah. Mayor Lynn Weston and the Town Council of Randolph wish the rich rebels good luck and invite you to visit anytime.
3-1, Lyman takes the win over the Rich Rebels. Welcome to the Mound Valley Cattle Company post-game show. Rich will move on, and in the consolation round, or the loser's side of the silver bracket, Rich will take on Green River. Lyman moves on and will take on Grace for the championship of this silver bracket. Let's move along in our post-game show with the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. Jimmy John's, where fresh and fast meat, gourmet sandwiches fresh and fast every day at 113 Front Street in Evanston. After a 1-2 day on Friday at the Cokeville Invitational, the Rebels took on Lyman first thing Saturday morning. And Rich took the first set in a close one, 27-26. Rebels went on an 11-0 run early. Sydney Hatch had 5 of her first 6 aces. 5 of her first 6 serves were for an ace, or for aces, and Rich led 11-2. Lyman then outscored Rich 20-9 to take a 22-20 lead, but Rich retook the lead and won 27-26 in the first set. Set number 2, the Rebels got down midway through and couldn't climb back up quite enough, and Lyman went on to win 25-22. Same story in set 3, but a little bigger degree. Rebels really fought back late in that third set and closed the gap to 2, 22-20 late in the third, but then Lyman went on to win 25-21. In set 4, Rich went on a 5-0 run, led 8-6. We went back and forth. Another 5-0 run later put Rich up 22-19. We were tied at 23, again at 24, but then Lyman scored the final 2 points and won the 4th set and the match, 26-24. Lyman finished with just 4 service aces, but only 3 service aces, service errors, while the Rebels had 14 service aces, but just 7 service errors. Rebels much better on the errors to aces ratio. It was 2-1 aces to errors, but just couldn't quite get past the Lyman Eagles this afternoon. 3-1, Eagles get the win. That's your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. Jimmy John's at 113 Front Street in Evanston. They spend 6 hours daily slicing all natural meats and fresh produce for your 30-second sandwich. That's Jimmy John's. Stay tuned. The Mound Valley Cattle Company postgame show continues with the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital highlights and stats. Rich will be right back on the court to take on Green River, rather, in just a few minutes. The JV will play, and then our varsity pregame will start in about 30 minutes. But our Mound Valley Cattle Company postgame show continues after the break on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
As the hospital closest to Bear Lake, professional medical care is always available at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. As a full-service hospital, Bear Lake Memorial offers an emergency room that's open 24/7. They treat patients of all ages. Other professional services include physicians' clinics, assisted living, home health services, counseling, dialysis, physical, occupational, and speech therapy, orthopedic care, and skilled nursing. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics on MyLocalRadio.com is brought to you by these Rebel Sports boosters, the Wilson Ranch in Randolph. Good luck. This presentation of Rich High School Athletics on MyLocalRadio.com is brought to you by these Rebel Sports boosters, the Wilson Ranch in Randolph. Good luck, Rebels, from Dale, Kim, Kyler, and Casey. Remember, the harder you work, the more good luck you'll have. And by Argyle Ranch, Saddle, and Boot, Feed and Supply, a custom shop specializing in leather and wood goods, with a farm feed and supply store to boot. proudly supporting the Rich Rebels, the Argyle Ranch Saddle and Boot Feed and Supply Store.
Rebels had a very good match today against the Lyman Eagles, but unfortunately lost three of those sets by a total of 2 + 4 is 6 + 3 is 9 points. I guess here at the Cokeville tournament, the minimum you could lose by would be 3 because they cap things at 27. Rich won the first set, in fact, by a single point, 27-26. Got some big kills. Sydney Hatch had aces all over the place, especially in that first set. Again, 5 of her first 6 serves were aces, and a bunch of great plays. The precision play of the game brought to you by McKay Frankham Dental Services. We're going to go with those 5 of the first 6 serves by Sydney Hatch for aces. That was a pretty amazing service by Hatch. McKay Frankham Dental Services at reasonable rates for the whole family at 170 Arrowhead Drive, number 1 in Evanston. The postgame highlights and stats are brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Count on us to care. I've got to get this thing wrapped up because we've got Rebel Volleyball again coming up right away, and we need to get set for this next match, Rich versus Green River, in the 3rd and 4th place match of the silver bracket. So Rich will take on Green River. Lyman will take on Grace. Coming up in just a bit. So we'll take one more quick break on the Mound Valley Cattle Company post-game show. These post-game highlights and stats have been brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Count on us to care. Here on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care. In 4-H, we believe young people have the power and influence to improve the world around us. With hands-on learning and education programs, 4-H members pledge their head to clearer thinking, their heart to greater loyalty, their hands to larger service, and their health to better living. To learn more about 4-H in Rich County, stop by our office in the county building in Randolph or give us a call at 435-793-2435. 4-H, empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. Back on the Mound Valley Cattle Company post-game show, and a quick look ahead. We'll just do this as quickly as we can because Rebels will take on Green River here in just a few minutes, and I've got to get some things prepared for that match. That is our next Rebel broadcast, Rich versus Green River for the 3rd and 4th place of the silver bracket. Looking ahead just a little bit, no school on Monday for Labor Day. Thursday, Rebel Volleyball gets back at it against Bear Lake. That'll be a home match. Bear Lake in the championship bracket here at Cokeville. Also, don't miss tonight. Wyoming Cowboys start the season, kick off the 2019 football season, hosting Missouri at War Memorial Stadium. You can listen to that live on KADQ FM 98.3 right here on your radio dial. If you're tuned in online or on the radio at KADQ FM 98.3. Again, kickoff is at 5:30 tonight between Wyoming and Missouri. 2019 season kicks off tonight. Well, Rich, again, a first set victory, 27-26, but then Lyman takes sets 2, 3, and 4, 25-22, 25-21, and 26-24. Lyman wins 3-1. The Rebels will try to bounce back against Green River in just a few minutes. We'll be on the air in about 30 minutes for our pregame show brought to you by the town of Randolph. This postgame show has been brought to you by Mound Valley Cattle Company, Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. For our producer back in the studio, Preston Bush, thanks so much. I'm Ryan STEINECKERT. We'll talk with you again very soon.